So this is what we're going to try and cover off today. And so it's talking about, grappling with responding to change. Change is all around us and it will always be around us. The key thing here is that, a change agent is looking at disrupting through innovation. So they're trying to understand what space there is in the market to innovate. Understanding where you are, like the teams, the legacy assets that you have, you've then got to work out your plan. Set up ways of being more agile, and start to experiment with what that looks like. Set up regular communication. So you need to be across the whole business telling the story. You need to give them a voice around what you're doing and the results. You need to move to initiatives and ideas and away from projects. Projects tend to generate that thinking where everyone wants all those things they've been dreaming of, and they pack every feature you can imagine in there. Quite often 20% of what someone is asking for in a project will provide 80% of the value, and sometimes it's 90%. So it's going, well, actually I could spend 1/5 the time building this and getting it out there, and actually you can start to get some benefits if you let go of that 80%. So one of the key things that I've found very useful is when you have all these legacy systems, you can put APIs in front of them. And when you have APIs in front of those systems, you can start to design the future in the API and start to replace the legacy underneath the API. And then as we went, we actually were able to build the future without having the future at the back end of that. And as we could, we'd start to replace the back end. Now that was to create the most value for the consumer as quickly as we can. MVP is a big part of what I do, is having that communication around the 80-20, and it's around creating the hypothesis, measuring the outcomes. Has anyone, read Lean Startup or anything like that? Yep. So this is a thinking that's been around for quite a long time. It's about how do you ideate, prototype, experiment, measure, learn, iterate. So you go back and do it again. So it's breaking work into chunks that can actually be built in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Data is important, and then results. The moment that you actually start to feel like you're getting results as a team, as a business, things change. Trust comes your way. The business allows you a little bit more leeway to keep doing what you've been talking about. Results are the goal. That's where you want to be. So that's basically me. The final words are identify the key job to be done. Move to digital first or product thinking, where you can. Embrace MVPs. So the idea of moving to ideas, get to a thinking where it's okay to go, well, let's do something where we can understand whether our assumptions are correct, and let's make sure we measure via observation and not always by what we ask people, because there's 2 different answers that you'll get. Build emergent strategy-friendly cultures. So make it okay to fail, make it okay to explore, and embrace the disruption and bring change, and that's something that you can do within all our opportunities that we have in front of us.